Alright guys, so I was just setting in my deer stand where I normally see all these squirrels. Just shot 3 out of 2 different trees. Let's go pick them up. Alright, number 1. Number 2 was in the same tree. Okay, there's number 3. Alright guys, so today we're making squirrel carbonara. First part of this is getting the squirrel meat off the bone. Squirrels can be kind of tough. Got a slow cooker here, and we're going to get the meat off the bone here. I've got half an onion, some salt and pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 bay leaves. And literally, we're just going to let time do the cooking for us. Salt and pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, half an onion. Then I've got about 16 ounces here of chicken stock, just to kind of give that braising liquid. And that's really all you need, use a pressure cooker. Right now I'm just using a slow cooker. And in 6 to 8 hours, this will be fall off the bone. Alright, so just to show you guys real quick, I've got my 2 squirrels in here, harvested this morning. I've got half an onion, 2 bay leaves, salt and pepper, and 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to close this puppy up and cook it for about 6 hours. And then it'll be really, really easy to just shred that meat right off the bone for our carbonara. Okay, so before we get into the rest of the recipe, I want to get our pasta cooked and out of the way. I've got some pasta water here with some salt in there, just boiling and heating up. Today, for this recipe, I'm using Bucatini. It's hollow in the middle. It's got a lot of room for that sauce to really absorb into the pasta. I like it a lot. Good options would also be, spaghetti, linguine, or fettuccine. You want something longer to really absorb that carbonara sauce. Alright guys, we've got our bacon here for the carbonara. 4 slices, thick cut. I just cut it into nice little strips. And we're going to get that working on a medium heat and just slowly saute that up. Might even reduce it to low. Alright folks, so if you remember, we had the squirrels, the onion, the bay leaf, and the chicken stock in the slow cooker, and it's all done. It's fall off the bone tender right now. So I'm just going to gently grab these squirrels out of there, get it out of that liquid, put it into a pan. And look at that, one of the squirrels actually just completely fell apart, so tender. Now, you're going to have a lot of this chicken stock and squirrel broth along with that onion and garlic in there. You want to save this broth. This broth's going to add a lot of flavor to our carbonara mix. You don't have to save a lot of it, just about a half cup. Now, the next step, now that I have the squirrels there cooling, just let them sit for a little bit. They're going to be really hot to the touch. And the next step is to pull all that meat off the bone. I like to use my hands, but you can also use a fork and a knife. And we're just going to start shredding that up. Alright, so here's the finished product of what's going to go into our final carbonara pasta. We have about a cup of the braising liquid from the slow cooker. And here I have one entire squirrel all shredded up. Be very careful if you're using shotguns. Be very careful of the BBs in there. Just give it a once over to check for any shot in the meat or any little bones that are left over. Squirrels have tiny bones and little fragments aren't fun to chew on. So just give that a once over. And the last step here is just kind of assembling everything. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we are at the final assembly stage. I'm just reheating that bacon that we had before. And to that, I'm going to add our squirrel meat. And just a little bit of our braising liquid. About half of that. Maybe a third of a quarter cup. Just going to turn that up to about a medium heat, mix everything through, combine that bacon and that squirrel meat flavor. Now I'm going to reincorporate our bucatini from earlier, our pasta. Okay, here's where the carbonara sauce really comes together. In this bowl I have 2 whole eggs and then 2 egg yolks. To that I'm going to add Parmesan cheese, at least 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons. Just slowly incorporate that. It's going to be thick. You really want that cheese to be to thicken up the egg yolk mixture. Totally normal. Okay, that looks perfect. And finally, where the sauce gets its name, black pepper. Gonna add quite a bit of black pepper. You can also add it to the bacon. You can also add it to the squirrel. You know, wherever you want to add it. I just like to add it in the end with the sauce. And that's exactly what you want. You want it to be a lot of pepper flake in there. Just like that. Nice thick carbonara sauce, ready to go. Actually had to go to a bigger pan for the final assembly here, but I'm gonna put in our sauce, our pasta, our bacon, and our squirrel. Just on a low heat there. Give that a bit of a mix. You want that bacon grease to kind of coat the bucatini before the egg goes in. And to this I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. Maybe a teaspoon. Get that olive oil incorporated. And here we go. We're going to turn our heat completely off. Just give that 1 second. And then you want to stir as you add the egg yolk and Parmesan mixture. Stirring pretty quickly helps prevent the egg from turning into scrambled eggs. And it creates this really, really creamy sauce. Alright, and there you have it, guys. Squirrel carbonara. We have no lumps, no scrambled egg, just a really, really nice, thick, flavorful, peppery, creamy egg yolk sauce. And yeah, let's get it plated up. And here is our finished product, guys. Squirrel carbonara. Threw a little parsley on there for fun, a little sriracha around the plate. This is a really, really good dish. I mean, you could feed this to anybody in the world, and they would think that was either pork or chicken. The nutty flavor of the squirrel just really mixes well with the egg yolk, and the the fattiness of the bacon. So you got that lean squirrel meat in there. It's not overpowering. You're still gonna taste the pasta, the egg sauce, the pepperiness, and it just really, really all melds well together. So yeah, I hope you guys try out this recipe. You know, go out there, some small game hunting, shoot a squirrel, and you know, turn it into something really, really exquisite for you and your family. Thanks again, and tune in next time to Spartan Outdoors TV.